thinking about different ways of presenting the metapragmatic attitude, metapragmatic philosophy. And one idea that I came up with is to present it straightforwardly in the sense of a motto. So if we can talk about the motto of the philosophy, we should be able to, you know, extend that into an attitude. Okay, so the metapragmatic motto is saying what you can say about what you can say, or what has been said. So if what has been said or what you can say represents one set of context, then we're looking at the set of context about those kinds of sets of context. When we talk about what you can say about what has been said, those are a different sort of proposition in one sense, because they give new meaning to implicit propositions. So if we have a really loaded proposition, we can use propositions about propositions to disambiguate the the ambiguities of that proposition. But the other set of propositions about propositions is more abstract than that, in the sense that we're going to talk about what things are in a metaphysical sense. So we're removing all of that other context. It's unnecessary. So what you can say about what you can say. Now, the idea is that philosophy of language undermines philosophy of science or any other philosophical approach, because when it comes down to it, it's all about what you can say. So what you can say about scientific realism, what you can say about theism, what you can say about anything. Okay, so just to get at the core of this motto, to get at the attitude, when it comes to a sort of realism in philosophy, we're not looking at the realism of particular propositions, like to say that the world is made of atoms and atoms have an element of hard realism. We're saying that we're not really concerned with looking for realism in that set of propositions, because the realism we're looking at is in the set of propositions about propositions. Throughout history, or throughout all cultures, we have technology and engineering and science and math and logic all developing and changing, and methodologies changing, but there has to be something that's cohesive, something that's universal to all of our development in all of cultures. And the set of propositions about propositions is the door that we're taking to look at those universals, because they are common to our type of understanding of things. What kinds of questions can we ask about what kinds of questions we can ask? Those sorts of questions are common across cultures. So the motto of what we can say about what we can say, and we're not just looking at what we can say and what we can say about what we can say, but when we look at metapragmatics, we're looking at that entire set of hierarchies and how they relate to each other, and what kinds of propositions are included within those sets. So if I was to talking about what we can talk about, I might say that it's kind of hard, to manage the different types of meanings and keep your thoughts very organized on the subject, because it's very abstract. Okay, so yeah, metapragmatism, what we can say, or saying what we can say about what we can say. So we can see that it's a meta proposition right away because we have what we can say and what we can say as the subject and the predicate of the proposition. So it's meta, and it's pragmatic because when we're talking about knowledge and truth and the way the world is and ontology and these sorts of things, we're talking about them as we can talk about them, not as how they could be in some other sort of sense. So, meta-pragmatism.